Hi, welcome to the Heart of Illumination. I'm Joseph. Welcome to this message and transmission. You find me here sitting in the stairs. It's Sunday. So I realized the park that I go to every day or every other day is usually a spot for picnic or barbecue during Sunday. And that's okay. So I get to reorient myself, and at least I find a new spot to record a new video. And so what's coming up for me is to tune into my higher self or my inner self. What I also like to refer is that's beyond my higher self and inner self, the core of my being. And we'll see what comes through. I refer to the core of my being when it's not necessarily a voice that comes to me, but as part of what's coming through today, there might be something coming through my higher self, core of my being. So usually when I do my practice, I tune into, I ground centered and channel source. And as part of an expansive practice, I tune into myself, right? I tune into my heart. I tune into my soul, which is a little bit area right here. I tune into the part of me that connects with source, right? As some teachings say, so that our soul is the part that connects with our source. Yes, there is. It's eternally connected to our source. Yet, when we're embodied, right, there's a crown that connects with our source. So I just want to call that out specifically. And maybe it's a very small facet of the soul that connects to our, but I don't exactly know the detail. I just trust that this is what comes through for me. So my heart, my soul, my connection with source, whatever that facet is. And then because I'm embodied in this human form, right? So heart, soul, the connection with divinity, then I call it the core of my being, right? The core of my embodiment, core of my being. Meaning to encapsulate this whole human divine experience, human multi-dimensional being that I am, right, into this single moment of time and space. I'm still in the third dimension with you guys. And so that's what I want to refer to as, yes, I'm recognizing being fully embodied here in the third dimension, in material reality. And at the same time, I'm connected to the divine. I'm connected to all these aspects. I'm connected to all my higher selves across all the dimensions and all this stuff. And so, this verbiage might change, this terminology, but the core of my being, right? The core of my being, it's in a way, I'm reassembling the core before the Big Bang in a way like a unity, and just tuning into some sort of a unity for myself in this embodied form, allowing all that to exist in the non-physical to exist in the non-physical. And so yeah, it's a little woo-woo, you can call it woo-woo, whatever, but that's how I've learned, that's how I'm kind of, that's my relationship with everything, right? You can call it perception, you can call it analyzing or whatever. But yet through my path, that's actually what brings me comfort, right? So how do I know when something is in alignment with me, resonates with me, is as I expanded my practice, right? So certain people taught me to ground, to take deep breaths, to be mindful, right? Okay, I did that. Certain people tell me to ground, center, and then channel source, right? That was a specific phase of my life. I'm like, oh, I've never channeled source. What is this source, right? I can't see it. I don't necessarily feel it at this moment. Okay, let me keep doing this practice, right? As long as it aligns with me. Okay. And then other teachings share more things, right? Oh, there are very practical and very relevant and very worldly teachings, kind of like authentic relating, or I think like constellation circle or family constellations or something like that. They're more grounded, and you can kind of see how it works. You can read about it. You can read there's teachings and booklets about it, right? So there are psychology, right? Science, harder science, and they start teaching. Maybe they use different terminology, but there's a concept of aspects, right? We have different aspects of ourselves. Different aspects of ourselves speak differently. You can call it, some call it personality, some call it different archetypes within ourselves, right? So psychology, right? Oh, I had no awareness of these things. I learned about them. Okay, let me apply them to my overall practice, and then tune into how I can uniquely use them to bring myself into comfort, to alignment, to greater peace, greater creativity, greater ease in how I live my life, right? And so everything that I became aware of, yes, I would listen to the teacher, do my best to empty my mind, to empty myself as best as I could, without stepping into it, without assumptions and without expectations and without like other concepts to cloud what this person is trying to teach me from their authentic way of being, from their truth. Try to see things from their truth, yet also hold my own core, right? Knowing, tuning into my own truth. I might not consciously know all my own truth and be able to like recite it, and even at times, like, yeah, I might not know all my own truths, but that's also part of the journey. But without that, there's a trust, you can call it, yeah, just trust, faith, and there's something deeper than trust and faith that is just a deep knowing. It's just connecting with a part of me that, yep, I'm gonna, with genuineness, with sincerity, and with love, learn from this person. Yet I already hold my core with my being, so I'm gonna meet it with my core, whatever they teach with my core. And so in a way, this is my own discernment. We'll definitely cover discernment. It's a deeper topic. So how I usually discern what works for me is that I trust this core. I tune into this core. And it's not about thinking or doing. There's just something within me that knows what's right for me and what isn't right for me. You can call it intuition or hunches, but intuition and hunches is an aspect of this core. So yeah, so anyway, so I'm just visualizing for you, but it's been going on within me for the past 8 to 10 years as I deepen in this journey, and all these things come through as I become aware of them, as I learn about them, as I practice them, as I embody them, as I do my best to continue to master them through my practice, right? So many things, right? So other people, external teaching, right? My own core. And what I realize is this core, in a way, absorbs things that are in alignment with me, that know what resonates with my heart, resonates with my soul, resonates with divine will, right? Through the divine connection that I came into this life for, and then the unity of all of those things. So it absorbs those, and then, but it still observes what stays behind without judgment, right? It's like, oh, this teaching has X, Y, and Z. They're not relevant for me, not in this lifetime, not as who I am, as Joseph, right? As Joseph creating the heart of illumination. So I'm not going to judge it, right? I absorb, the wisdom, the knowledge, wisdom, and let's say vibration, frequency, or transmission from this teaching. And I don't judge it. I love it. I still love it. Oh, this X, Y, and Z teaching, part of the teaching will be really relevant for other people. So, so, so in a way, I acknowledge it, right? I acknowledge it. It gets absorbed through a different channel, as an acknowledgement of the greater knowledge of this teaching. It will be relevant for other people. But for me, I absorb what it is and I make it my being. And then intellectually, I'm aware of these other stuff, so I keep it at an intellectual level. hello. I keep it at an intellectual level, so that I have a reference for how to use it to help other people when it comes. So you can think of it as when I learn something, or when I am embodying a teaching, there are multiple layers, multiple, you can call it dimensions of how we learn, or how I learn. And so some can be kept at the intellectual level, just to that I'm aware of this knowledge. I'm aware that maybe in another phase it will be applicable for me or who I am, but in this moment it's not. But maybe I meet someone 2 months from now. What I learned here, it wasn't applicable for me, but this is exactly what this person needs, so I give it to them. And then I'm just doing high level, high, low. It's just easier to show. It's just easier to show, but there's no hierarchy. There's no better or worse knowledge from any teaching. It's just relevance, resonance, and what you need at that time and place, or what your soul needs in this lifetime, or what your soul needs for kind of your evolution, right? So anyway, it's more of a spectrum. So yeah, I can show it in a spectrum. So conscious learning, keep it at the intellect level, keep it as a reference, part of the knowledge, a book in your library of intellect. And then there are other things that when you take from a teaching, some comes to you energetically, so you can't put it into words, but you feel it, right? It makes you feel more whole. It makes you feel more alive. It makes you feel like, this information, this transmission, this frequency, I never experienced this before. Not so much as missing, but I've never experienced it before. So it's either, you could think of it as you receive a missing piece of your puzzle, or the puzzle is there, right, invisible, but your experience with this teaching, with this knowledge, this specific knowledge or wisdom, gives you some magic fairy dust to spray over that piece of the missing puzzle, of the piece of puzzle you couldn't perceive, and now it magically reappears. It's not that it didn't exist and it wasn't already fitted on there, but in those moments before this knowledge came, you couldn't perceive it and you couldn't quite experience life with that puzzle in it, but it's always been in there. So this magic fairy dust allows you to now see it, to experience it, to know that it's always been there. And then there are knowledge, teaching, and wisdom that are not in any level that we can perceive or even feel. It is just kind of the course of our life, the course of our soul evolution. This is the time it comes. It's not even a teaching. It's more of a depth of synchronicity, right? When it's time to come, that thing will come. it's for your human, it's for your soul, it's for your multi-dimensionality. So there are all these layers, and this video is just to at least cover. There are multiple ways of how we absorb, how we learn, how we absorb knowledge, how it reveals more of our being. So lots of stuff. So we'll leave it at that. I'll have to, yeah, things are just coming through. I'll have to watch it myself and see what title to put it on. And so I hope you like it. I hope something that I share resonate with you. And please feel free to leave a comment and any feedback that will help me improve this channel, improve this video, as well as, topics that you like to hear and want to know more about, or anything that you want me to go into more detail. And please subscribe. If at least it's kind of fun to hear me ramble and hear me, channel the stream of consciousness that even I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what I said the last 10 minutes. And I guess this is also part of the fun of being a channeler sometimes. At times, it just comes through, and yeah. So I'll see you next time.